What's up, guys, and welcome to Jin'rokh, the Breaker, the heroic guide for you. We did just get this down last night. This fight is very similar to normal mode. Matter of fact, there's really only two new things that you have to worry about, and if you can handle those things, you can get this fight down pretty easy. If you're looking for the normal mode, because I will not go over most of those mechanics again, go back and watch the video. It is in the playlist. Other than that, let's get right into it. So how it works, okay, is the main differences between normal and heroic. The big one is you need to understand that if you put your focus lightning on the greats, you're going to have a little bit better of a time. How we decided to do it was stack them in a line from left to right. That way, if you got it from the boss, you weren't kiting it across other focus lightnings. The problem is if you kite it across other focus lightnings, you will blow one up and it will pretty much kill your raid. You can't do it. It's just don't do it. So if you put if you start either all the way to the left, all the way to the right, you just drop one and then another and then another and then another and then another. That way you're not crossing them over each other. That's the easiest way to do it. That way you don't have them cross, that way you're not causing extra raid damage, and you're going to have a lot better time. The main difference, however, is ionization, okay? What this does is this puts about a 30-second debuff on you, and when it expires, if you're in the pool, it will kill you and the entire raid. Trust me, I know. If you can get it dispelled, though. The problem is it does 450k damage. So you need to get out, pop a personal cooldown, then have a healer dispel you. Now the nice thing is you can actually negate this, okay, because it goes on to every single person. So if you're a mage, you can ice block. Rogues can cloak it. There are you can dispel yourself if you have a dispel. Druids can get rid of it. There is a lot of different ways that you can negate this ability. You can bubble it. But the biggest thing that you need to understand is that if you can't, you need to be out, call for a dispel, wait for your dispel, and then get back in. Don't come out, call for it. You have to really watch your debuffs in this fight. The other thing is because it's such a small cast time, you really need to do it as it's coming out or a little bit before. So if you're going to ice block, make sure that you're doing it at the appropriate time. The easiest way to get through this fight is, especially with this ability, is to, if you're using big wigs or deadly boss mods, whatever you're using, make sure that you emphasize ionization. That way it gives you a nice countdown, or it screams at you and tells you, hey, it's coming up. That way you know to make sure you finish your cast, you've got everything appropriate, your dots are taking whatever it is that you're doing, you've got a heal out, you've refreshed everything that you can, and then you click it right as that cast is coming out or right before. And then as soon as the cast is over, you get out of whatever it is that you got rid of it with, and you're good to go. The trick is you don't want to hit it late. You don't want to have the cast go off, then ice block, because it will drop that debuff in the pool and you will wipe your raid. Or the same thing with bubble or anything like that. So you just need to make sure that you're not doing that. The only other thing is, as you can see right here, is the transition phase. Okay, between every pool that you stand in, he does lightning diffusion, which puts all these little sparks on the ground. One hit will do 200k, so you want to make sure, at least how I handled this phase, was I had my ice barrier up, so that absorbs 100k. I also made sure I had my health stone up, so that way, if I made a mistake and did get hit by one, I could absorb 100k and heal 100k, so I could pretty much negate an entire mistake, okay? The problem is everybody's running around right now. DPS is not the issue during this phase. The only issue during this phase is staying alive. If you can keep DPS going, the more that you practice it, the better you get at it, and that's fine. But you really need to understand that dodging these is much more important, because the healers are dodging them as well, which means they're not sitting there casting single target heals or anything like that. They're pretty much just hotting everything they can while they're running around. Their main priority and your main priority during this transition phase is simply to stay alive. But other than that, guys, it's a simple rinse and repeat. Every single pool phase, you will get an ionization. So if you can't immune it, you run out, you wait for your dispel, you come back in. And you just go in that order, all four quarters of the room, dodging the balls. The trick is after the third transition phase, dodging lightning diffusion becomes a lot harder because you've only got that 1/4 of the room. Whereas in the first two phases, you've got half the room and 3/4 of the room, so you've got quite a bit more room to move around. And if you spread out more, you're obviously going to get the diffusions a little bit more spread out, which means that it's going to be easier for you to dodge. That's just kind of the easiest way to do it. But if you can do those things, guys, you can kill this fight. It's a really good fight on heroic, especially as an opening fight. Hope you like this guide, and as always, see you in the next one.